It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. Now, I'm not trying to say average ticket is not a thing to keep track of. We look at it over time and we look at it every year because it does help us budget for the next year for sure. Because we're looking at, on average, what's our client acquisition cost and how much does the average client spend with us per visit. And then, average job size helps us forecast. But the reason why I actually think I posted it in Bookkeeping Beer and BS. I think somebody had thrown out the question of what are the top metrics you track? And somebody had thrown that out. And I was like, well, here's another way to look at it. The reason why I don't get too hung up on average job sizes, if in a full day's work, I can go do 3 $500 jobs or one $1,000 job, I'd much rather do 3 $500 jobs and get done in the same amount of time, right? My dollars per total hour are much more valuable. And generally I'm going to pay, obviously my cost of goods sold, because we do commission pay, is going to be about the same for those 3 $500 jobs as it is for the one $1,000 job. I'm going to spend a little bit more on fuel to do 3 jobs because I'll be driving around. But all else equal, my cost of goods sold should be about the same. It's really the infrastructure cost that gets spread out across all this stuff. And I would rather do 3 smaller, easy jobs and make more money than one bigger, more complex job and make less money on it, even though the revenue of that big job is the same. Now, I think it also pays to mention that big jobs, especially the right types of big jobs, if it's HOA type of stuff or property management type of stuff, because you don't have to drive in between, some of those production rates can be great, but a big job doesn't mean more money or more profit. And to your point earlier,
where I get excited, and I'm going to disagree with you for a second, but I get excited about making a small job into a big job because it's a good client. It's hopefully, ideally, a client that already exists. You didn't have to pay for them. And you're just selling them more things that you're good at so that you can just stay there and do it longer. I hate the clients who are I want my windows cleaned. And then a month later, I want my gutters cleaned. And then we're like, okay, I would have rather just done the gutters first before I dirtied the windows and then done the windows all at the same time. I don't have to set up twice. I don't have to greet you twice. Yep. So I'm a huge fan of increasing your average ticket within your existing customer list, which is why I got so loud and squeaky, almost embarrassingly so, at Responsicon, because it's a really easy way to sell more stuff to your existing customers while you're already there.
Yep.
And we know that that's profitable because you're not driving and you're not chit-chatting and you're not setting up and you're not taking down. So I think average ticket's still super significant, but this labor rate and labor efficiency thing, I find really interesting, because if we were all in construction or if we all were in roofing, we would know exactly what our job cost is for every single job. We would know what our material cost was. We would know how much labor hours we had budgeted. We would know exactly every detail about that job we would have documented. But I feel like I'm the lazy accountant. And Dan, I'm curious if you're lazy too, like me in this way, but I don't do any job costing on my window cleaning jobs. I don't do any job costing on any of my jobs, actually. Even if they're recurring, I've never ever tracked it. And what we're saying with labor efficiency is basically if you have somebody booking that job for 3 hours, did it actually happen in 3 hours? Or did it happen in 2? Or did it happen in 4? And if it happened in 4, that's money that came out of your pocket. That basically affects your gross profit rate.
Yep.